This tutorial will show you how to create the convertible scrub cap found on masksnow.org. This is not a mask, but rather a tie-on headband that can be converted into a full coverage scrub cap. To download the related packet or to volunteer to make these, check out the link in the description. For supplies, you'll need cotton fabric, all-purpose thread, and also 4 buttons. You can use anywhere from a 1/2 inch to 1 inch width and size, and I'm going to use the 1 inch size. For tools, you'll need your sewing machine, iron and ironing board, fabric marker or chalk, scissors, sewing gauge, and pins and needles. From your fabric, cut out a square that's 19 inches by 19 inches, and also 2 strips that are 2 inches by 14 inches. Those strips will become your ties. You'll need to do this with both of them, but I'll just show you on one. Place your tie wrong side up on one of the short ends, fold over about 1/4 inch, and press. Take one long edge, bring it to meet the other long edge, so you're folding it in half lengthwise, wrong sides together. Press to create a crease up here at the top. Open up the tie, bring each long edge to meet at the crease, so the top side and then the bottom side, and then refold, pin and press it. Just be careful when you're pressing it with your pins in it. So I'd pin all along the bottom long edge. Stitch your ties next. You'll be stitching the short end with the fold and then along this bottom edge. You don't have to worry about stitching across the edge that does not have a fold in it. Edge stitch along the edge with a standard length straight stitch, and don't forget to back stitch. Take your 19-inch square, and on 2 opposite sides you'll do a zigzag stitch along the edge. I'm not zigzagging completely on the edge, but just a little ways in. This is to help prevent fraying, since we'll just be folding once to cut down on a bulk instead of doing a traditional hem. Place your square wrong side up. On the 2 sides that have the zigzag stitch, you're going to fold over from right side to wrong side about 1/4 inch. You can see my zigzag stitches here, and the top edge of my zigzag stitches meet my fold line. So if that's the case for you, you don't even really have to use your sewing gauge. You can just eyeball it and you'll pin and press it. On your 2 remaining sides of your square that have not been zigzag stitched and have not been folded over, you're going to create a hem using a double fold technique. So on one side, I'm still looking at the wrong side here, but you would do this for the other side as well. Fold up 3/4 inch, pin and press, then fold again and pin and press. So this second time would also be 3/4 inch as well. This is what it should look like at this point. You have 2 sides that are single folded 1/4 inch. Then you have your hem at the top and the bottom. Sew the bottom of your hem using a standard straight stitch. Don't forget to back stitch. Take one hemmed edge. You're still looking at the wrong side. Fold it 2 inches and press. Flip it over to the right side. That same edge that you folded 2 inches, you're going to take it and fold it again 2 inches. So this is my original fold, and then I just fold it again so it lines up. Then flip it over and I'd fold it again. Flip it over, fold it again. So basically you're just folding it like you would a paper fan until you get to the very bottom. When finished, you'll end up with something that looks like this. It's basically the fabric that's been folded on top of each other several times. If we were to flip this up, you'll see that I'll end up with 4 distinct folds. Now, it's not going to end up perfectly no matter how precise you try to make this. You just have to fiddle with it to get it the best that you can get. But the important part is when I look at this side and I look at this side, they're both essentially 2 inches, and you're seeing the right side of this and the right side of the fabric on this side as well. So that's the important part. I just basically make sure that the top and the back are the same size, and then I fudge the inside layers a little bit just to get it to fit and look relatively even. Once you have that, I would give the whole thing a good press and then pin the edges here just to hold them together. On each side, we'll stick in our ties. So I'll remove my pin for now. If I was to count all my folds, the very center should be 4 folds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and that gives me right smack in the center. I'll take the end of my tie, so it's the side that still has the raw edge, place it in there about 3/8 to a 1/2 inch, then put it all back to where it was before. So you can see that tie end is right there in the center. I would go ahead and repin this, and I'm still making sure that everything is still relatively lined up here. Because we're dealing with a lot of layers here, even with pinning, sometimes your layers can become skewed, especially when you're trying to sew it. So just as a suggestion, instead of doing pins, you can do a quick hand basting stitch, which you can see here with my red thread. This way, I can make sure everything's stacked up nice and neat, run a quick stitch through it, and then take it to my sewing machine. Next, you're going to sew along the edge on both ends, making sure that you're going through all the layers, both through this and on this as well. And you'll want to do this stitch twice just to make it extra secure. Now sometimes machines have a little trouble getting started because our foot is slanted where it's higher in the front and lower in the back, and the machine just has trouble moving the fabric through because we're going through a bunch of layers. One trick you can do is to take some scrap fabric, you're going to fold it up. I have my needle down in the fabric, lift my presser foot, place my folded up fabric behind the needle underneath my presser foot, and then put my presser foot down. This levels out the foot, and it should have an easier time getting through this. Mark your button placements on each side. From this point, I'm going to measure 1 1/4 inches and make my first mark, then measure from this point 3 1/2 inches and get this point. Sew on a button at each mark. So you have 2 on each side, which is a total of 4 buttons. I'm sewing my first one, and the bottom edge of my button should be above my hem stitches here. And I'm just going through the holes as you do with a flat button. And I'm hand sewing this because I want to make sure that I'm only going through this top layer only. I'm not going through all the folds because we want to make sure that after we sew on our buttons, we're still able to unfold the fabric for a full cover scrub cap if we need to. So that's why I'm hand sewing it. So after I finish doing this button, I'll tie a knot in the back, and then I'll move on to do my other 3 buttons at my other marks. When your fabric is folded together, it's in headband mode. Just wrap it around your head and tie in the back. Unfold it to convert it to a full coverage cap. This can be placed on top of your head, pulling the ties to the back. It will be tied over the fabric at the back of your head. Buttons are used for holding face masks. If you would like to volunteer to make these, head over to masksnow.org.